Are you trying to figure out how to create income streams in retirement? Hi, I'm Brian Wheelos, host of the Own the Money YouTube channel powered by Allied Wealth. If you like the content we're putting out, give us a like down below. Also hit the subscribe button and we'll keep updating you when we put out more awesome videos just like the one we're doing today. So this is a common question that we hear on the channel and at Allied Wealth, and it's, Ryan, I've saved $1.5 million. I'm ready to retire, and I've got to figure out how to use that $1.5 million to replace my paycheck for the next 30 to 40 years and not run out of money in that process. And folks, that's not an easy thing to do, but rest assured there's plenty of ways to create good retirement income streams in your golden years. And so the first one we'll talk about is annuities. So annuities have the ability to provide guaranteed income for life. But I want you to understand something. When shopping for annuities, there's all kinds of bonuses, there's all kinds of roll-up rates and payout factors, income doublers. It's like a whole sea of this stuff, and a lot of it's insurance company marketing to try to get your dollars. For instance, there's a company out there right now or a product out there, they're offering a 25 or even 30% bonus. And that sounds really good, but you really have to look under the hood. And I'll talk about that during just a second. Because what it comes down to is none of those things matter as much as the most important factor. So forget all the roll-up rates and all the doublers and the bonuses and joint payouts and all this kind of stuff. The only thing that matters is for every $1 of your money you put into an annuity, how much income do you receive for the rest of your life? That is the only equation that matters. So a smart way to do it, and when shopping for annuities, is to allow, and you want to shop for them, but you want to allow insurance companies to bid for your dollars. And the one that gives you, in your unique circumstance, the most income or the highest payout for every dollar you invest is likely the best annuity for you. And it may not be the annuity in that case with a 25% bonus. It could be a completely different annuity that doesn't offer any bonus whatsoever. But folks, the channel is designed to get you thinking, and I don't want you going out there, well, Ryan, this one with 25% looks really good. I should go with that one because the other one doesn't have a bonus. Look at the bottom line. Again, the bottom line is for every dollar of my money I put in, how much income do I receive? Annuities are one of the only vehicles in town that provide guaranteed income for life, and they're a great way to finance your must-have expenses in retirement. And must-have expenses are things like food, utilities for the house, a roof over your head, clothing, transportation, health care, health insurance, things like that. And if I tell somebody, hey, your cost of those things, your must-have expenses, is $60,000 a year, and how much of that 60 grand a year would you like to have guaranteed to you for the rest of your life? Every single person asks that question to me says all of it. All right. So what we want to do is find a way to guarantee that money. Well, some of it we can guarantee using Social Security, and the balance that we have to make up the difference, we can use an annuity to guarantee for the rest of your life. All right. Another way to do it is look at 30-year Treasury bonds, okay? And so today, if you put $500,000 into a 30-year Treasury bond, you get around 4.4% interest. Now, keep in mind, interest rates are subject to change and go up and down, so this could change later on, all right? But today, it's around 4.4% interest, which would give you $22,000 per year in income. And it would give that to you every year for 30 years, backed up by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government, which means if the money in your pocket is worth something, that bond is worth something, all right? So at the end of that 30-year period, you have gotten all of your interest payments. So if you retired at 60 and bought this bond, you're now age 90, all right? And not only will you get the interest on, get all of your interest payments, you also get the $500,000 you put into the bond back. It's a return of capital to you. So at 90 years of age, you can figure out, hey, I'm 90 now. I've got this $500,000. Do you want to just put it in money markets and draw off of it? Or do I want to go look at buying some more bonds with it? But you have the option, flexibility of doing that in the future. Now, keep in mind, that $500,000 while in that bond does not grow at all for inflation. It stays the same. So inflation could really erode the purchasing power of that $500,000 over a long period of time. Another way you could do it is you could buy a portfolio of dividend stocks. And dividend stocks can be a great way to create income streams in retirement, but it's one that comes with more risk associated with it than an annuity or a 30-year bond. And the risk is this: you've got this basket of dividend-paying stocks. They're doing well. The market's going up. The economy's good. The company's doing good. It's got good cash flow, good dividend coverage ratio, that sort of thing. and everything's good. But all of a sudden, the economy starts slowing down and the market begins to fall. Well, a couple of things can happen. If the economy slows down, the market falls, the value of your stock can fall and the dividend can be cut or stopped altogether. And now you're in a situation where you've got less money in your portfolio. Now, to the contrary, if the market goes up, that stock could increase in value and the dividend could increase as well. I need you to understand, though, folks, that using dividend-paying stocks to do this is a riskier way to do it. Oftentimes, it gives you more income and also gives you more flexibility because you're not tied to a 30-year bond or a lifetime annuity in the other cases we discussed. But it does come with more risk. So if you're using dividend-paying stocks, understand the risk associated with them. And it's one of those things where you want to do your homework if you're doing it yourself, or if you're using a manager to do it for you, that's fine. Make sure that manager is doing their homework as well and has a good solid track record of dividend-paying stock portfolio performance. All right. Another one you can do, and a lot of people do this, is they build a basket of ETFs and mutual funds, for instance, to try and create an income stream in retirement. And what they do is they blend these things up together to kind of create a well-diversified portfolio. And throughout the year, they will sell off chunks of the portfolio to produce retirement income. And that's a way to do it. Now, during the holding period, those mutual funds and ETFs may also produce dividend income. So not only do you sell off pieces of the portfolio over time to produce the retirement income you need yearly, you also may have some dividend income from the funds and the ETFs as well. The last way that we talk about to do it is using a cash bucket. All right, and the cash bucket strategy works like this. You want to hold about 3 years of your retirement income needs. So, for instance, if your retirement income needs from your portfolio was $80,000 a year, you want to hold 3 years of that in a savings account, high yield savings account, maybe some bank CDs, whatever it is. So that'd be about $240,000. And what you do is you want to use that to draw from for all of your retirement expenses, including your income. And what you want to try to do is every year kind of review what's going on in your portfolio and replenish from the portfolio what you spent by selling off either stocks or bonds or ETFs or whatever it is to replenish and take those proceeds and replenish your 3-year basket. That's a good thing to do, but one of the things to consider is if the market's down, you may not sell your positions that year. You may wait for the market to come back. And because you've given yourself a 1, 2 to 3 year timeline, there's a pretty good chance the market may dip in one of those years, but you've given yourself set up pretty well to be able to recover the losses and potentially make some gains. So you're not selling the portfolio at a loss to finance your retirement income. Another thing to consider there, folks, is that when you have a really good market, you may actually consider overfunding your bucket, your 3-year bucket. And if you have a bad market, you may consider waiting to sell those positions. All right, so folks, these are some ways to use various investment tactics and strategies to produce retirement income streams. And again, we talked about annuities as a way to do it. You can buy 30-year treasury bonds. You can do it that way. You can buy a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks. You can sell off pieces of a well-diversified portfolio, produce income. And lastly, you can use a 3-year cash bucket strategy as well. Hope you got some good value from the video today. I'm Brian Willis with the On the Money YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.